All right, the final chapters of the Lbyrnth of Draks, number 4 in the Memoirs of Lady Trent by Mary Brennan. Um, these books are sort of novels, but they sort of are just like the memoirs of her telling about kind of certain times in her life. And this one, it's like, is there a conflict here? I I guess there's kind of against nature kind of thing and stuff like that. So they go into the desert, they go into the Lbyrnth of the Draks, um, and they see kind of famous kind of ruins, and they're like, okay, yeah, other people have seen them. They look around, but then they get down to the business of looking at dragon's eggs, and they find a clutch and they watch it hatch, and after it hatches, where they're getting all this scientific data and kind of studying it and stuff like that, and totally getting sunstroke and everything. They find stairs underneath where the dragon eggs were, and it leads a um, into another part of the ruin, which they looking at the mosaics, they realize, hey, these dragon feet are pointing wrong. They're pointing this way, and they press on something, and they open a hidden chamber, and they find kind of the hatching chamber, um, with like great discoveries, and it's been unpillaged and all that. And yeah, it's like, wow, it's an amazing discovery, but it isn't really the big discovery for them. What happens is they come back, and the honey dragons, which they've been kind of raising, these honey dragons, sort of like fruit flies in the sense of they're easy to raise and you can raise them with great rapidity because they're trying to figure out how to raise dragons. And in that, they heated up dragon eggs well beyond the point where they thought they should. And what was born was something that is different from all the other honey dragons. Instead of having a pale dun, it's like a vivid color. And they're also finding that the honey dragons don't have the poisonous spit. And why is it? It's because they hadn't been nesting them in eucalyptus leaves. They'd been nesting them in something else that was salty. And indeed, their venom is now salty and doesn't blister the skin. So they made a discovery. And for discovering the ruins, which she doesn't really think is the big deal, she's been given a peerage and indeed becomes Lady Trent, as does her husband become Lord Trent because, solves the last name thing and papers over stuff, and they get apparently a big boost in the suddenly go from being disgraced, a scandalous woman, to being like great romantic couple who are like, just famous discoverers and stuff like that, which, she thinks is quite hilarious. And that's sort of the book. And it's like, oh, okay, and we're done. And I should be dissatisfied, but it's like, no, I'm continuing to follow these interesting things of this lady scientist, and her scientific discoveries, and just interesting anecdotes along the way, and just all the geopolitics of this world. It's all just, yeah. I don't know if I have much to say about it. Just in the sense of it's just like, I think this is books for science geeks. Science Victorian kind of geeks in a way. It's just, really, really well read by Kate Redding. Yeah, really just fun, interesting book. Really went through it quickly. I know I have another giant book also co-read by Kate Redding coming up, which I will talk about next in my next video. But yeah, just fun and interesting and fascinating and good kind of science romance, I guess. Yeah, science romance fantasy, and I mean romance in the sense of the romance of adventure kind of thing, not heavy on the romance. Oh, Derek. Oh, Charlie. Oh, Sulaim. No, none of that really. All right, I will leave it there. That is In the Labyrinth of Drakes by Marie Brennan. More videos later.